Hey y'all, it's DY Pickleball. I got to hit with the Honolulu J2TI and K pluses recently and played several 4.0 plus games with them and wanted to share my initial thoughts on these Gen 3 power paddles, as well as share some fun gameplay highlights and commentary. We ended up having a lot of fun hands battles and aggressive points, so be sure to tune in for the whole video and see the highlights. My friends here also demoed the paddles during some of the games, so it was great seeing a mix of Gen 2 and Gen 3 paddles with their hands battles. The first thing I noticed about the Honolulu Gen 3s is that it is clear they are much more powerful than their Gen 2 predecessors, but it does not feel like they're a cheat code breaking the game like some of the Yola mod and Gen 3s were. A caveat is that this is just when they're out of the box. We will see as they loosen up over the next several weeks. I do plan to make a full review video of both of these paddles. I want to hold off as Honolulu discloses that the paddle performance will change over time, and I want to experience that for myself first. It also takes a lot of time to put together a full review video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if this content is helpful to you, and to be alerted when my full review video drops. The Honolulu Gen 3s not being as powerful as the Yola mods is expected. The paddles do pass the PB core deflection testing from the USAP, whereas the Yolas did not. You'll see throughout these highlights that we were getting into hands battles often, and even though we all agreed the ball was deflecting off the Gen 3 paddles much faster than the Gen 2s on the court, it still felt like Gen 2 paddles could still hold their own in many of the battles. In terms of pop, both Gen 3 paddles felt like the more you put into the swing, the more difference you could feel compared to Gen 2, with the ball deflecting off the paddle thanks to a floating core. This meant that I had to adjust my technique a little bit to take more off my swings on things like drives, hands battles, and rolls. There was also a trade-off for the soft game, and especially on resets where I had to shape the ball and absorb the incoming pace more. I did not have to change my technique as much as I did with the Yola mods, however. Also, I surprisingly dinked pretty well with these paddles, despite dinking being my worst shot. In terms of titanium versus Kevlar, I personally enjoyed using the J2K plus Kevlar better, simply because I'm so used to the Kevlar feel from the J2K Gen 2. Your experience will just come down to if you prefer plusher titanium with more feel versus stiffer Kevlar with more pop. There's not a gigantic difference between the two surfaces, and I would recommend just sticking with the same surface you like from the Gen 2s. If you're already able to control your Gen 2 paddles and you're looking for more power and pop, then I would highly recommend the Honolulu Pickleball Gen 3 paddles, as they're extremely affordable at $150 or less with discount codes. I'll leave links and codes in the description below as well as on screen. Using them helps support this channel and gives yourself a discount when you purchase them. If you're concerned about durability, please be aware that the refresh program for each of them is valid for 6 months after purchase. Details on the website. Now, for the rest of the video, I'll be jumping in and out, giving some commentary on some of the fun points we're seeing here. That was just gross from my partner. Can't even blame our opponents for shading middle, since that was the more obvious speed up spot. I have to stretch for my backhand dink here, and great Ernie read from my opponent, knowing I have to go line. We weren't able to finish the hands battle, but let's see what my partner has in store for them. It's always good to have the lob in the back of your pocket to keep your opponents honest. should have attacked this ball, but lately I've lost a lot of confidence in my forehand rolls. I really think my partner should have moved forward and attacked this out of the air in transition. It was a great opportunity, and our opponents, even if they got it, would probably pop up more weaker balls for us to continue attacking. I'm pushed really far back here, so I actually really like how my partner comes over and poaches this so that I have time to come in and finish the point. If you've stuck around to the end, thank you for watching and I appreciate your support. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you found this content helpful and if you would like more of this in the future.